And good evening. It is Tuesday, and boy, has it been an adventuresome week for me. I've been traveling, and now I'm finally back home and ready to get back into all this school stuff. And I should be getting your grading and everything caught up by this weekend. Okay, so Unit 4, this is going to be short and sweet. For Unit 4, basically what you are going to be learning about are your textbooks that you're going to be using for this class, particularly the Project Wild books. So what you have to do for this unit is, of course, read your lesson handout here, do your, do your Unit 4 quiz, and then we'll get into this Unit 4.1 assignment for the newsletter. So you're going to be creating a newsletter that talks about, I'm going to come down here to the instructions, and you'll see right here there are two links that you have to look at. Uh, you have your two books, Project Wild and Project Learning Tree. So you can check out their websites here and here. I'm just going to go ahead and right click and open this in a new tab. And this is the organization that creates the lessons that we're going to be using this semester. So this is all about the website and all about the organization, Project Wild. And you're going to be creating a newsletter telling me about Project Wild. Think of it as you're educating somebody who's never seen or heard of Project Wild before, which is like yourself. So it covers two things. One, you learn how to make a template or a newsletter using a template, and it teaches you about Project Wild and how we're going to use it in the course. Okay, but it's really important that you know what it is before we start using it. The other link is this Project Learning Tree, and I'm going to right click on there, open that one in a new tab, and here's the Project Learning Tree. So here is all kinds of information to Project Learning Tree, plus you have the books. So you have the Project Wild book and you have the Project Learning Tree book. And here are two great resources here that tell you all about the two organizations. Okay, so what you're going to do in your template, um, you are going to create a newsletter and you have to have subheadings. A subheading is a graphic organizer. So you would have something in bold that you can definitely see, Project Wild, the mission of Project Wild. What are the goals of Project Wild? Who are the principal sponsors? Write a brief history. So you know that you are going to organize your newsletter with these headings. For Project Learning Tree, subheadings for each of these prompts. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Project Wild, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Project Learning Tree. Okay? You cannot copy and paste. You have to create subheadings. You have to include references. Now, you can have 4 references, 2 books, and 2 websites. Reference this one and reference that one. Put those in proper APA style. Make sure you read the instructions that you are going to have graphics into your newsletter, images, things like that. And then you are going to be utilizing your Google Site portfolio. On your website, you're going to have to write a 3 to 5 sentences or a paragraph that just talks about how you might use this in your future classroom. Okay? In just a second, I am going to open up a Word document and show you a couple things, but make sure you look at the requirements. And here's the rubric, okay? It tells you everything that you have to have. This is worth 125 points. Notice that you also have to submit it to the assignment tool and you have to submit it to your Google site, okay? Now I'm going to click back up here for a second. Remember, you click on the heading to submit it to the assignment tool, here's everything right here. Make sure that you include the URL to your Google site with all of your everything that needs to be on there because I will grade from there, okay? But you will also need to attach your newsletter too, okay? Read through this carefully. Your college students. If you have any problems, you may email me at any time. Okay, let's talk about what your template can look like. I am going to click on this link here. Here are some templates that you can use. Okay, there's some online, but I'm going to open up Word on my Windows 8 computer that I'm not very happy with, but learning to get by with. Okay, so what you can do, you can go to File and New, and then you can look up here for different templates, and we are going to use the newsletter, and that would be right here. You can pick any kind of template that you want to use, and I see a tree on this one. That's a family holiday one. Let's see. I'm just going to use this one. Downloading it. Okay, remember when I talked about subheadings? Here's one right here. Here's another one right here. You would just type what you want, okay? And you would probably put this PLT or Project Wild. And one thing I am going to give you a little hint on. Sometimes if you want, let's say I want to change this picture, I can press delete. If you do that, and let's say we go to put in some clip art, so I go up here to insert, clip art. My daughter was looking for Harry Potter. Oops. I'm going to undo that. Okay. So I'm going to look for science. Okay. So once I find my clip art, okay, this is where I want my picture to go. So I put my cursor here. One thing that you can do, especially if you have a newsletter that's hard to format, if you click on the picture and see this here, wrap text. Okay. If I try to move this picture around, it doesn't really move around too nice, okay? So if I really want to have a lot of freedom with moving my pictures around, I can go to Format. My picture is clicked. If I go to Wrap Text, and I usually pick Tight. Just look for this little dog here, Tight. Now I have freedom to move it anywhere I want to in my story, okay? There we go, I'm going to move it back. That's just a little hint. Anyway, see how this one I can't really move it? I'm going to go ahead and wrap text it. Oh, it won't let me. Something's going on there. Hmm. Sometimes when you're working with templates, it is hard to use all the features. This one I'm having a problem. So well, actually what I'm going to do is just delete it and I would just find another picture to put in there. Okay, the other thing I want to show you is it is a good idea to um, save your newsletters as a PDF for easy formatting, and it's very easy to do that. If you just go to File, Save As, then you can go down here and change the file type to PDF. And I'm just going to call this Project Wild and make sure you know where you're going to save it, and then you would press Save, and then it would convert it over to a PDF for you. Okay. Um, let's see. So remember, for your newsletters, you are going to create one single newsletter with a 2-page minimum, and it's going to talk about Project Wild and Project Learning Tree. We are going to be using these books a lot after this assignment. This is not the only assignment that you're going to use these books. It is also recommended that you do not sell these books at the end of this course, as you will be using them in some of your other methods classes. And I know what you're thinking, but I'm not going to be teaching science. Well, it doesn't matter. When you're a teacher, sometimes you have to learn all kinds of curriculum and content. And for this course, we are just going to be using these lessons and adding some technology components to them. It is very important that you also go to your Google Portfolio site, add in your assignment, upload your newsletter onto your Google Sites portfolio. Make sure you really follow these directions step by step. If you follow these step by step directions, you'll be fine, okay? Okay, here's the other thing. Using a free online QR code generator. If you don't know what a QR code generator is, you can click on this website here, and we're waiting. You can make, this is a QR code right here. So if someone were to scan it, it would take you to a YouTube video or a URL or different things like that. Okay, so in your assignment, whoops, in your assignment for the QR code, what you'll have to do is um, create a QR code generator, and you're going to use the website URL, and it's going to lead you to the Project Learning Tree and the Project Wild website. So you would have to have 2 QR codes, and it says that QR codes directed to the PLT and the Project Wild website. Okay? I think that's really everything that you need to know for this assignment. If you'd rather use Microsoft Publisher, you can, or if you use Mac, of course, Pages would be fine too. If you have another um, program that you want to use that you can convert it to a PDF, that's fine too. Okay. Now I would like to go back and talk about the other part of Unit 4, in which you're going to have to write a paper. And this is short, and this is just the writing sample. And I just want you to read the directions and um, make sure that you go through these instructions carefully and pay attention to this part. And this is going to be worth 100 points. It is very important that you do look at the rubric, okay? And notice that this is only a one-page paper. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just get it done. Think about when it says describe your personal characteristics and previous experiences. Think about dispositions, those personal dispositions. Those are all the things that professionals in the education field are going to look for qualities to hire you. So pay attention to that and think about that. Okay. The other thing I would like to point out to you is on the discussions. There is this underused resource, Student Helping Students. So if you click on here, if you have any particular questions, place your questions here. If you are another student and you know the answer to that question, answer the question. And if you participate in this at the end of the semester, if you need some extra credit, this is a good thing for me to look at, especially if you're in between grades or you need an extra couple points. If you are active on this form, I will give you extra credit for that too. Okay, well, I want to end this right now so you guys can get to work. And as promised, I will get to grading this weekend. As most of you know, at least in the 331305 class, um, that I have been dealing with my father who recently passed away, and we just had the funeral this weekend, so that is why I'm behind on my grading. And I just got back into town today, and hopefully I can get back into a routine and get caught up with this. But as long as you're handing in your assignments and you don't hand them in late, you'll be fine. And if you're going to be late with an assignment, you really, really need to contact me before. I have been answering emails, so I hope that you have a good week, and that's it for me tonight. Thank you.